Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always following and supporting the channel. In your opinion, who would win in a battle, Hulk or Gladiator, when rage collides with absolute faith? Hulk, the embodiment of Bruce Banner's limitless power, is the manifestation of bottomless rage. The angrier he becomes, the stronger he grows, shattering all conventional physical limits. Hulk can lift entire continents, endure universe-level attacks, and recover almost instantly from fatal injuries. His power does not lie solely in massive muscles, but also in his adaptability and endurance, turning Hulk into a true nightmare on the battlefield. Gladiator, the leader of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard, is an entirely different case. His power comes from absolute belief in himself. When his confidence reaches its peak, Gladiator wields strength comparable to cosmic entities, possesses faster than light speed, flight, heat vision, and durability that is nearly impossible to breach. However, if that confidence wavers, his power can diminish, creating a rare but critical weakness. In this confrontation, Hulk enters the fight fueled by endlessly escalating rage, while Gladiator steps onto the battlefield like a god of war as long as his faith remains unshaken. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. The Green Giant Hulk is the embodiment of pure and limitless strength. Although in theory it is extremely difficult for him to reach true absolute infinity, every surge of rage causes his power, durability, stamina, and even speed to increase exponentially. His anger has almost no ceiling, and that alone turns Hulk into a force that grows stronger the longer the fight lasts. Thanks to his extraordinary physique, Hulk can leap for miles with a single push of his legs, while maintaining terrifying velocity throughout the entire airborne arc. He can sustain peak power levels for weeks at a time before any signs of fatigue appear. In fact, if his anger does not subside or continues to rise, Hulk's endurance increases as well, as if his body simply rejects the very concept of exhaustion. Hulk's defensive capabilities are just as astonishing. In his savage Hulk form, his flesh is so tough that even adamantium cannot cut through it. In contrast, immortal Hulk can be injured by almost anything, yet his wounds close almost instantly, giving the impression that he cannot be killed. Hulk has survived nuclear explosions, gamma bombs, the Human Torch's Nova Blast, and even acceleration forces of 100 grams without suffering harm. Even technology capable of tearing apart adamantium has proven useless against the skin of Professor Hulk. At an even higher level, he once remained standing after an explosion created by Galactus himself, proving that Hulk is not merely strength, but the terror of all limits. Hulk's regenerative ability is among the most frightening powers he possesses. Damaging that emerald green skin has never meant victory. In nearly every case, any wounds that enemies pay dearly to inflict vanish within mere seconds, as if they never existed. A classic example occurred when Vector burned Hulk until his entire body was reduced to a charred skeleton. It seemed like the end, yet in the very next moment, his flesh, muscles, and life force fully regenerated, so fast that observers could barely comprehend it. Hulk was once captured and dissected alive by Shadowbase. His body was cut apart and stored in cold containers like a lifeless experiment. Yet, the moment he escaped, Hulk regenerated each part of his body, as if his will to survive was stronger than any blade or machine. This regenerative power makes Hulk not only difficult to defeat, but nearly impossible to destroy, turning every confrontation with him into an endless nightmare. Many people still picture Hulk as a heavy and slow giant. Reality is the complete opposite. Hulk possesses astonishing speed, fast enough to outrun aircraft while moving on the ground. Each step he slams into the earth does not merely create shockwaves, but propels his massive body forward faster than the naked eye can follow. Even in aquatic environments, Hulk is far from disadvantaged. He has been seen swimming on equal footing with Namor, whose underwater speed is powerful enough to create violent whirlpools. Hulk's reflexes have even been described as lightning fast. He frequently engages head-on with opponents who possess nearly unmatched combat speed, such as Gladiator, Sentry, and Silver Surfer. Yet, he is never completely overwhelmed. Hulk has repeatedly landed blows on enemies, moving in accelerated time states, striking before they can even register the danger. Beyond speed, Hulk also demonstrates extraordinary adaptability to extreme environments. When Abomination attempted to drown him, he grew gills to survive. Under certain conditions, Hulk can even generate a form of perfluorocarbon that allows him to breathe underwater, or he may simply choose not to breathe at all when oxygen is absent. Hulk also shows strong resistance to telepathy, possesses a degree of extrasensory perception, and can manipulate and emit gamma radiation as a living energy source. All of this turns Hulk into an entity that is not only powerful, but also fast, versatile, and nearly impossible to predict in any confrontation. In the chaotic world of superhumans, Hulk is not only a figure of terror, but also one who stands at the center of conflict. Ben Grimm of the Fantastic Four, known as the Thing, and Wolverine of the X-Men are two prime examples. Both have confronted Hulk directly, many times in brutal battles. Gamma radiation itself is the source of the greatest threats in Hulk's life. This very energy gave birth to the Leader and the Abomination, two dangerous and haunting enemies. Abomination not only inherited immense power, but also gained superior intelligence, making him a foe who is both savage and cunning. Meanwhile, the Leader is the embodiment of twisted ambition. He transformed into a grotesque being with cold intellect and terrifying obsession. The Leader relentlessly devised scheme after scheme to bring down Hulk. When his own body was severely damaged, he even sought to seize Hulk's body, viewing it as the only path to continued existence. These tangled relationships of friendship, hatred, and obsession have made Hulk's life not merely a series of battles, but a prolonged tragedy of a being born from gamma radiation and endlessly haunted by it. When Loki, the cunning god of Asgard, secretly devised a plot to drag Thor into chaos, he exploited Hulk's rage as a dangerous pawn. With his familiar deceit, Loki manipulated events so that Hulk clashed one by one with Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Wasp. What seemed like encounters that brought only destruction, instead unintentionally bound these scattered heroes into a collective that had never existed before. The Avengers were born amid chaos and suspicion. However, Hulk was never one to easily belong. Smoldering doubt within him led to his departure shortly after the Avengers were formed. Carrying feelings of betrayal and isolation, the Green Giant wandered and eventually found an unexpected ally in Namor the Submariner. When that alliance fell apart, Hulk returned to the familiar path of a lone wanderer, sinking into violent and solitary adventures. Along that journey, he repeatedly encountered General Ross's Hulkbuster units, war machines created solely to hunt him down. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us greatly, and you are absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Gladiator. Gladiator is known as one of the most powerful warriors, a being who has caused entire planets to collapse under the sheer weight of his punches. However, that power is not entirely absolute, as it is closely tied to his inner confidence. When his belief in himself reaches its peak, Gladiator becomes nearly invulnerable. There are even strange tales claiming that his son once personally witnessed his father tearing apart a black hole, though such accounts carry more of a mythical tone than factual certainty. In terms of speed, Gladiator can move at approximately 760 miles per hour. But that figure does not fully reflect his true combat capability. He is one of the rare individuals who has mastered the technique known as blitz speed, allowing him to unleash rapid consecutive strikes fast enough to overwhelm even opponents who possess super speed. At his most energized state, Gladiator can maintain maximum combat output for several consecutive days before fatigue begins to set in. Gladiator's endurance is equally astonishing. When his mental state is firm, very few things in the universe can harm him. He has survived flying through deep space and has even withstood the destructive force of supernovae while continuing to fight. Nevertheless, he is not without weaknesses. Certain specialized forms of radiation can diminish Gladiator's power. In the Incredible Hulk Annual in 1997, Hulk exploited this vulnerability by using radiation from a reactor core to incapacitate him, then followed up with a relentless barrage of blows, reducing a once planet-destroying force to a helpless target before the Green Rage. Gladiator has repeatedly proven that his reflexes far exceed all conventional standards. His reactions occur within nanoseconds, so fast that almost no one can perceive the moment he makes his move. His cognitive and information processing abilities are developed to an extraordinary degree, allowing Gladiator to count 10 billion living beings within just a few brief seconds, as if the entire universe were clearly displayed within his mind. According to records by Reed Richards, Gladiator has flown at speeds hundreds of times faster than the speed of light, turning space itself into a blurred stream behind him. Beyond speed and intellect, he also wields terrifying, destructive abilities. Like Superman, Gladiator can project heat vision from his eyes, with temperatures even hotter than a star. These energy beams are capable of burning through Hulk's resilient skin over time, demonstrating truly formidable destructive power. Gladiator's super breath can extinguish the flames of the Human Torch or freeze opponents in an instant. He can also command lightning, possesses vastly enhanced senses, and has the ability to resist telepathy and extreme temperatures. Even the vacuum of space cannot threaten Gladiator's survival. Gladiator operates at solar system level strength, a benchmark reserved only for entities capable of shaking the structure of the universe itself. He has snapped Hyperion's neck in direct combat and is fully capable of standing toe-to-toe with Thor when both are at their peak. Gladiator has also prevented a catastrophic explosion that could have erased half of a solar system, and he has defeated both Black Bolt and Captain Marvel while she was in her binary state. More notably, he has even been able to compete with Cyclops when empowered by the Phoenix Force, demonstrating that Gladiator's limits are far from fixed. This power is placed in the context of strength comparable to Thor, combined with the feats he himself has achieved through countless life and death battles. In terms of mobility, Gladiator possesses flight speed, far beyond the speed of light. He can cross multiple light years in just a few brief seconds and has once kept pace with a Skrull ship as it traveled through hyperspace. He can fly straight through a massive red giant star and continue fighting, withstand psychic attacks from Jean Grey, and remain standing against the power of top-tier entities such as Thor, Nova, Black Bolt, Tyrant, and Vulcan, with little to no damage. Gladiator has an impressive depth of combat experience accumulated over many decades. Throughout that time, he has faced countless interstellar threats, from elite warriors of the Kree and Skrull empires to heroes from Earth and even notorious entities such as Thanos. Each confrontation has forged Gladiator into a seasoned warrior, sharp in tactics and battlefield judgment. Gladiator is also a capable leader. He has the ability to command, inspire, and make cold yet effective decisions in moments of life and death. His strategic thinking is not based solely on personal power, but on an understanding of the broader situation and the ability to exploit an opponent's weaknesses. Gladiator also possesses the ability to generate resistance against telepathic attacks and probing. This layer of psychic defense helps him maintain his will against enemy intrusion, preventing manipulation or internal weakening. Even so, Gladiator is not completely immune. Individuals with sufficiently powerful telepathic abilities can still breach these defenses, turning his mind into a battlefield no less dangerous than the war zones of outer space. As a result, Gladiator stands as an opponent who is both formidable and rich in depth. Both Hulk and Gladiator are seasoned warriors who possess immense power and endurance. Every strike they deliver is capable of shaking the battlefield, turning this confrontation into a collision between two forces of pure might. However, when the scales are weighed, Hulk gradually reveals a distinct advantage thanks to his nearly limitless regeneration and the ever-surging gamma radiation within every cell of his body. Many believe that Gladiator only needs to exploit his superior speed, grab Hulk, and hurl him straight into outer space to end the fight. In reality, this has happened before, and the outcome did not favor Gladiator. Hulk not only survived re-entry into the atmosphere, but also landed almost completely intact, while Gladiator paid a heavy price and nearly lost his hearing. This demonstrates that speed, no matter how terrifying, is still not enough to subdue the Green Giant. The key factor lies in gamma radiation. Gladiator may be a step faster, but he carries a clear vulnerability to this form of energy. Bruce Banner's cells continuously generate gamma radiation, and Hulk can actively amplify and release powerful waves of it to weaken his opponent. When affected by gamma, Gladiator not only suffers a decline in stamina, speed, and strength, but also loses the most important thing he possesses, his confidence. Once that belief wavers, Gladiator's power collapses along with it, turning what began as a brutal clash into a battle that decisively tilts in Hulk's favor, a being who grows stronger with every exchange and becomes increasingly difficult to defeat. Gladiator is an opponent of almost unbelievable power, and for that very reason, Hulk's victory over him is regarded as one of the most impressive moments in the Green Giant's history of confrontations. Despite possessing near absolute power when confident, Gladiator still harbors a fatal weakness to certain forms of radiation. In addition, on more than a few occasions, he has displayed surprisingly poor performances, most notably during his encounter with the X-Men, where opponents who should have merely served as obstacles caused him far more trouble than expected. Hulk would perform even better if such a battle were to occur again, due to his extraordinary evolution over the past 2 decades. The warped core explosion that nearly destroyed Sakaar and claimed the lives of most of its inhabitants left an indelible mark and permanently elevated Hulk's power to a new level. Since that moment, Savage Hulk, Green Scar, and Devil Hulk have all become familiar forms, each possessing increasingly monstrous strength and durability. Even Professor Hulk, who leans more toward intellect, has become far tougher and far more dangerous than before. During the encounter with Gladiator in 1997, Hulk was not even at his best. Not long before, he had just endured a brutal confrontation with the Thunderbolts, which had worn down both his physical condition and mental state. Yet, in the Incredible Hulk Annual of 1997, Hulk was still able to deliver decisive blows, withstand Gladiator's effective counterattacks, and ultimately claim victory. This not only affirms Hulk's power, but also shows that when his rage and will merge as one, even the most terrifying cosmic warriors can be brought to their knees. And Hulk was the one who emerged victorious. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you enjoyed it. That is today's video. Thank you very much.